So for clarity purposes, you're saying that you lost zero point 0.6 pounds on your eating day.
Yeah, well, this morning when I got up, I weighed myself and I
Oh,
was down 0.6 pounds. For me, I do 2 pounds a day. Maybe
mm,
I think yesterday morning I was down 3 pounds.
that's
So usually,
incredible. Hi, I'm Chris James, and you all are watching The Healthy Alternative. Today, we are continuing our interview series with participants from the R72 Challenge, and today we have Leslie. Leslie, thank you so much for taking time out of your day to join us.
oh, you're much welcome.
So I wanted to do these in order to give people a little bit of inside, a little bit of an inside look on the challenge. But I want to start a little bit with how did you originally come across A Healthy Alternative?
Just really searching on YouTube, trying to figure out something to get these pounds off. And I knew it wasn't going to be successful with traditional dieting, if you will. It had to be something that was going to be dramatic and drastic, but yet healthy to be able to sustain the results. So probably, I want to say last February was my first fast, but I didn't do it in the traditional sense where I started to um, like prepare. Like I didn't prep or anything. I just did it. I just went in.
Mm.
I think I did 15 days, or 14 days the first time.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and it was amazing. And I sustained it, but over time, going back to the American Standard Diet, things didn't always work out. So it was like no. So now, I've always watched the videos, staying in contact, but wanted to make sure that when I did it this time, I was ready because sometimes you want to, but you're not always ready, depending on
Hmm.
what's going on. And so I knew that you guys were doing challenges, and this was the newest challenge. So I signed up, and I was like, I'm in this. This is definitely me.
So this is your first challenge with AHA?
Yeah. Yes, I
Okay.
love it.
Yeah. So we've been doing challenges now. It's going on maybe a year and a half.
Hmm.
And we've just seen incredible testimonials, and the biggest thing for me is like the energy of the group.
Right.
um in the past, I would assume you've been doing this fasting on your own, or did you have any type of accountability
No, it
partners?
was just me because everybody thought I was crazy. My mom, my grandmom, everybody's like, "Why are you doing this?" I'm like, "I feel amazing," but they, of course, they can't wrap their minds around anything because they have never done anything like that.
Hmm.
So this time, I knew I could do it, and and over the course of last year, I did it some different times. I would do like all week. I would do water, and weekends I would eat things like that, and it was helpful. But with this time, I really wanted to do something that I would do continuous. And with this group, it changed everything. Even the prep itself, I'm like, wait a minute, if I had known about prep, I would have done that before because that part of it, just getting your mindset together and your eating together and everything together, changed everything for me. Because before I just, okay, tomorrow I'm just gonna eat, not eat. And the
Hmm.
night before I had shrimp and grits. So I'm like, no, it's got to be something better and consistent. And that was it for me. So I was in, I'm hooked. So
The
yeah.
you know the interesting thing about it, it's so funny how we approach things differently. If you were going to run a marathon, you would never just say, okay, tomorrow's the day. You know what I'm saying?
Nope.
Like
Yep.
you would know you got to prep, you got to work the muscles, you got to understand what is a marathon, how many
Right.
miles is that. There will be so many things that go into preparation, and of course a lot of mental prep. And for
Right.
some reason, I think it's just zeal. People see the results and they're like, I'm doing this tomorrow. And so like sometimes people can be very successful just
Yep.
jumping in, but a lot of times they might gain some success, but then they don't understand, well, how do you maintain it?
Right.
Yeah. So yeah, the I think that's one of the shocking points. Now, I don't know if you did you start tracking your weight when you very first started, or when did you
Oh
start?
yeah. Oh yeah. I have it in my
Okay.
journal. And I also, the first time I did as well. And I'm very much a believer. I definitely look at the scale and I look at the the tape. I haven't taped myself yet. I need to do that because it's already a week or so in, almost 2 weeks in. So I need to do that. But
Mhm.
the reason I do that is because I know kind of how to eat and how not to eat, but sometimes it can sneak up on you, and I just want to kind of monitor, well, what did I do differently, or what do I need to change? But like I said in the chat this morning, I lost 0.6 pounds whenever I did the refeed yesterday. I thought that was great because I did what you said. I did the vegan, raw vegan, and I had a big bowl of fruit. I only ate half of it, and I also had the vegetables. I ate at like 12:30, and then some more I ate around 5, and that was it, and all my water. But I noticed that I only lost 0.6 pounds, but I didn't care because I didn't gain anything. So for me, that was a change, and I'm glad that that happened because I feel like if I continue to eat similarly, I won't lose. I mean, I won't gain anything. It'll just be consistent
Right.
with me losing, and that was key.
So
But
you're
jotting everything down. I mean, I write everything from my mood to good things, bad things, to prayers, to the weight, to everything in that day, and I do it, daily. It's just like something that I have to do. Questions I have, just any and everything to make sure that I'm documenting it. So when I repeat it, because like I said, rinse, recycle, repeat. Once I
hmm
repeat it, I can kind of go back and track what was going on, what didn't work, what worked, so I could know, especially down to what I'm eating on refeed days, because I want to make sure that if there was something that was off, I don't repeat that. So
right. No, that is exact. So for clarity purposes, you're saying that you lost zero point 0.6 pounds on your eating day.
yeah, well, this morning when I got up, I weighed myself and I
Oh,
was down 0.6 pounds.
that's
So usually,
incredible.
yeah, because usually, for me, I do 2 pounds a day. Maybe
Mhm.
I think yesterday morning I was down 3 pounds. So today was point 0.6 from since yesterday. But
Right.
like just like you said, it's 2 pounds a day for the most part. I do my gallon. I do put the chia seeds in it.
Okay.
I don't like. I know some people have been asking about gum and things. I don't do anything. Whatever you say is what it is. And I know that we get weak at some points. In past times, I've added a little bit of watermelon. If I get like, look, on day like 10, I'm like, look, I can't no more. So
Right,
I did a
right.
little watermelon, maybe a few pieces, and it was amazing. But other than that, I'm very much on it, and I'm like, I have to lose like 100 pounds. So yeah, it's not an option.
So this is the journey of a 1,000 miles here, and the reality of it is you are with one of the best groups, and if not the best group. I mean, I don't want to be
It
biased.
is. I tell everybody.
Uh, and we can get this done very quickly.
Hmm.
The more consistent you are. So,
Absolutely.
and this is actually there was a lady she started doing the R72 last year,
Hmm.
like it was maybe the beginning of last year or whatever. And I
Okay.
can't remember what the time frame was, but I just know that she had reported losing 100 pounds just doing the R72.
That's what I'm going to do. Yep.
Yeah.
Because you can
So
vary it. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
no, no, you go ahead. Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say because you can vary it. Like I know I have my grandmother's birthday's next
Mhm.
Saturday, and I'm gonna go home to Pennsylvania, but our refeed day is that Friday, so I'm going to refeed on that Saturday, and still eat healthy, but do that water Friday, and then go to that, and then back on.
See, that's perfect.
Hmm.
And then also the beautiful thing is this is a rinse and repeat process. So the principles and the things that we're teaching you all here in the group, you can
Hmm.
do it, a month from now, 2 months from now, you can kind of rinse and
Absolutely.
repeat.
Yeah.
Um,
I want to
the other
continue on. I don't want to stop. When we're done on February 2nd, first, second,
mm,
I want
yeah.
to continue like I'm not stopping. And I know some other people have mentioned that, but even if it's not going to be a formal challenge,
hmm
I definitely want to continue because I feel like that's the one thing. When I stop, I'm still good, but it's not good, good. So I want to make
Right.
sure it's good, good. I just keep going like it's nothing. So
Gotcha.
yep, that's
Okay.
exactly what I want to do. I'm excited though.
Yeah. I mean, shoot, let's see. So if you want to lose 100 pounds, this challenge should get you about a third of the way there.
Yeah, I'm thinking like
It's
35, 40 pounds.
yeah,
Yeah,
it'll
because
get you
I'm
about a
already
third.
down 12. Like we're like 12.6 with that point 0.6 today, but
Right,
about
right.
13 pounds. So I definitely, if we're doing it like this for the rest of this month, and what we have like 20 more days or 19,
hmm
18 more days in the month, I should be able to. at least 25 more pounds, hopefully.
Yeah. Yeah. So you're making good progress, which means after 2 months, you will be halfway to your goal.
Hmm.
Now,
Yeah.
it usually slows down as you get once you get to that last quarter, right? That last 25 pounds or whatever you want to drop off, whatever,
Hmm.
it'll probably start to slow down because the body is going to start doing a lot of contouring. So
Okay.
as you're watching your inches, you know what I mean? This is why the taping is going to be so important. You'll see the body doing more contouring and your weight loss will slow down. But
Okay.
one of the things that we found, and this is actually something that we are still testing, but Steven's interview has been released in full now.
I love it.
You
Number three
probably
just came out. I gotta watch it.
okay, yeah. In his last interview, he talked about how he was using the Restore product and it helped to boost his weight loss later down the road with his fasting. So what I want to see as we kind of move forward, I want to see people who are using that Restore product, see if it helps to keep their weight loss more consistent. And
Okay.
that's a shot in the dark right now. We don't know. Steven's literally the only one that's talked about it, but I'm very interested to see what that's going to be like.
And I haven't gotten any more since the sample, but I definitely want to. 'Cause I'm gonna be honest with you. When I did it, those were great. Like that really motivated me. I just didn't want to pay the money right now, but
I
I am going to
know.
do it though. I'm going to get it like next week because I think it'll be beneficial, and I do want to do the auto ship and join the membership that they were saying because I feel like anything that's going to assist and also help make me feel healthy. That's what I want to
Mhm.
do. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm curious. Do can you speak to any of the specific things that you experienced with the root products?
Well, one of the good things that I liked about it was the energy. I liked that I felt really calm. I liked that with the weight loss, I did not. I mean, with the zero in, I did realize that it was literally detoxing me. I could feel like things were coming out of me, and
Mm.
I think is it the zero in?
Well, you got the zero in, the clean slate, and the restore.
Okay,
So
right. So
one of them was working, huh?
one of them was working, and also those pouches, I really like those. They definitely assisted me. I had no issues with anything. The only thing that I did notice is that because I did the Epsom salt flush
Mm.
first.
Hmm.
That was amazing. Like
Yeah.
I said that was a game changer for me. I've never had that happen. I've never used that before, so
Oh,
I
okay.
really enjoyed it.
Mm.
Because it really worked. But what I will tell you is that at the end of the day, bye guys, at the end of the day, I really, really appreciated um, all of the detail with everything. And those Restore products, I feel like are a win-win. I mean, when I looked at all the ingredients, when I looked at what they really do, the benefits, I was so what's the word, not entranced, but so excited and
Uh,
motivated because I knew that they were going to help me with the process because before I didn't have that, and to
mm,
have an extra assistive support to do that really helped through the process, and I really enjoyed it. They worked tremendously for me, and I'm going to definitely get some more.
okay. Well, I'm gonna see if I can help you out. I'm gonna talk to you off the camera, and I'm gonna
Okay.
see if I can help you out with something just to
Okay.
support you. I because I know those, you know, they're it's a high quality product. The sourcing of them, you
Yep.
know what I mean. So it
And I
is
looked them up on the internet, and when I was so impressed with the internet, with the what they wrote, the lady that founded them,
Christina.
well, not founded them but created them.
Mm,
I was impressed because she took the time out to really um do something that was beneficial to people that will be consistent. Like I see a lot of products, you'll say, oh, this works for this works for that. It helps you with this, it helps you with that. But at the end of the day, nothing really changes.
right.
You feel a little bit of something, or maybe you're jittery, or maybe, but I like the fact that, bye, honey. I like the fact that it was powerful and it was just not for me. Some people did say they had jitteriness. Some people said they were, a little bit, I don't want to say gassy. I guess it really depends on where you are to start.
Yeah.
And that prep, during it through the prep, it really helped me because I had been trying to eat clean before.
Mm,
I wasn't off the meat, I wasn't off the fish, but the vegetables and all of that stuff was imparted me. I wasn't eating a lot of dairy or anything like that either. So I wasn't, quote unquote, that full of other things, if you will.
Okay.
But I know in the past when I've started and did some different things, it was just like, oh my gosh. But I will tell you this time, I do have a lot of, I think, postnasal drip, mucus, like everything's coming
Mm-hmm.
out of me. I
Yeah.
do have allergies naturally, but I'm praying and hoping that through this process, all that stuff's gone.
Oh, John used to have really bad allergies, and when he lost his first 50 pounds, he also reversed his diabetes and his allergies when the allergy season came up the next season. No
Yeah.
issues, and he hasn't had
Wow.
allergies since then. So you
Yeah.
can definitely reverse your allergies. Now
Hopefully
it's gonna
so.
take. I mean, it takes a little time, but
Yeah.
what I will say is we have grown a lot. That was like 6 years ago, 7 years
Mm.
ago. So we've
Wow.
learned a lot since then. We have a lot of tools, whether it's
Yeah.
the the root or even the essential oils. So
That's the one thing I want to get into because when I tell you I had a headache from the right side going down the back of my head, I
mm,
couldn't believe it. I said, something is going on. It only lasted for that one day, but I literally, my vision seemed like it was crossing. But
mm,
again, it went away. And even with the sleeping, the first couple of days, well, that's one thing I will say. First couple of days, I wasn't able to sleep at all. But now I
mm,
am tired. I want to go to bed. As soon as I hit the steps and go up them steps, I'm ready to go to sleep.
yeah.
So, yeah.
You have to listen to your body.
Yep.
So what people don't realize is the amount of energy that it takes to like digest food. So when you
Yep.
very first stop eating food, you have all this extra energy, and then the body's like, oh wait, extra energy, let's heal,
Yep.
right? And then
Yep.
you start getting lethargic and tired. So it is
Because
a
there's
it is
nothing
a
in there.
yeah, it's definitely an up and down experience. But what I will say is the more you do it, the more it kind of balances itself out. And then you really just have a very, you don't require as much sleep. Like I run off of 5 hours of sleep. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes I'll get 4 hours, but for the most
Yeah.
part, 5 hours is what I need. 5 to 10 years
Absolutely.
ago, it was at least 8 hours, you know?
Wow.
So
But that's being
um,
healthy. And they say that the healthier you are, the least amount of refueling or, sleeping
yeah.
things you need because your body's already, you know, recharged, if you will. So,
Yeah, 5 hours. Imagine being able to recoup 3 hours every day for the rest of your life.
yep,
Like
that's
when you
powerful.
when you do it at that scale, it's you're
Yeah.
giving yourself years. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
because obesity, when you're obese, and I tell people this a lot, when you're obese, it takes more energy to do any and everything. So your body's already going to be worn out from the time you get up. You're like, oh, I'm tired. And it's just what it
Hmm.
is, regardless if you
Yeah.
like it or not. When I lost a lot of weight in my, because I had gastric bypass surgery
Oh, okay.
21 years ago.
Mm,
And it was great. It was amazing. But I had some life changing things happen to me around 5 or 6 years ago. And I was home depressed and beating myself up, eating and drinking. And I wasn't eating a lot because I can't really eat a lot.
hmm.
But what I tell folks is that when you get those types of procedures, your stomach shrunk, that's fine, but you gain weight faster. Because the
Ah,
little bit that you do get in your body, the little bit that you do have in your body, it automatically is going to restore. So if you're only eating a little bit and it's the wrong little bit, it's going to turn right into fat. So people think,
wow.
oh, I got a small stomach, I'm gonna lose weight. Well, you will if you're eating the right stuff.
Mm,
If you're eating the wrong stuff, that still little small stomach will make you bigger faster. And if you want to lose, you can lose quick. But I didn't want to, and I regret even having it. And I tell people that all the time. Don't do it. I
right.
don't care what the doctors tell you. There's too many other things fasting that you can
Hmm.
do that will benefit you. And I've had that. So I still gain weight. I never gained all my weight, but I gained some weight back. And because of that, I said I'm not, because my doctor wanted me to get the revision surgery. There's a procedure called the Rose procedure where you can go in and they can readjust your stomach. My stomach's still tight. I don't need, well, it's not as tight as it was, but if I still don't eat like that, it is basically me saying, and I probably should have said that when you first asked me. It's basically me saying, what can I do naturally? I'm not getting on anybody's table. I'm not trying to do a quick something. I'm doing something that I want to know that's going to have longevity and
Mm-hmm.
results. Even with fasting, even though you can reverse it by eating back the way you used to, you just have to really work at it. Anything you do is work. I don't care if it's
Yeah.
fasting. I don't care if it's laying on the table. I don't care if it's keto. I don't care what restrictive or whatever diet it is. It's really about maintaining and keeping it as your lifestyle. So,
You nailed it. You nailed
yeah.
it. Oh man, you're preaching. Listen, I want to definitely extend the opportunity that at least either at the end of the challenge or whenever you decide to come off of the R72 cycle, if you want to come back and give us an update, people
Oh,
love that.
absolutely. I would love to do
Yeah.
that. I mean, because
Um,
I was telling my niece, I said to her, I said, I really want to do this. I think about Jasmine. I remember I had reached out to Jasmine some time back when I first started fasting, and I was going to retain her to be a coach, but I had to go to some trainings and I wasn't going to have access to certain things. So I said, I'm not going to be able to do it right now, but I still, was able to fast for the most part. But
mhm.
I thought about her and she was telling me how it became her lifestyle. And I feel like that because I have so many family members. I think I texted or emailed you or sent you a message about my brother who has kidney disease and congenital and congestive heart disease. And I just, try to get him. He wants to now join the organization, but I'm like, yo, it's so many people that we know that are not eating healthy, that are not doing what they need to do, and they think that because they might not be overweight, that it's okay because they're not necessarily sickly, but then certain things are starting to come up. Cholesterols are spiking. And it was funny because last year, after I fasted, I went and got my customary annual blood work. My numbers were ridiculous. My doctor was like, "What did you do?" I said, "Fast." She was like, and she was like, I don't know anything about it." And that's the thing I want to tell people. You're never going to hear it from your doctor. You're never going to hear it from anybody that's in the business of treating disease. It's not curing disease, it's
Mhm.
treating. They want that money still is king. And
Mhm.
she was amazed because she was like, all your levels are perfect. Now, I never was diabetic or anything like that. I've always been
Okay.
blessed to not have those issues, even though it's in my family. But from the last time I got my blood work in 2020 to last year, it was ridiculous. She couldn't believe it. And I said, just fast. She was like, well, tell me more about it. So I'm telling her about it. And she's like, that's awesome. I might try to do it. The doctor is telling me
Yeah.
she might try to fast. So I
Yeah.
said, you need to do it. But now you're starting to see the trend change. You're starting to see
Mhm.
fasting, 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 fasting. Intermittent fasting is great, but I don't think it really works. Not for real good weight loss. That's just my opinion. I think
Yeah.
it works if you've already had it and you're maintaining it. But I think to fast intermittently with 100 pounds to lose, you're wasting your time. It's not going to happen.
It's a slow
It's not going to
process. Intermittent fast, it's a spectrum, and I'm with you. I typically promote intermittent fasting for maintenance. You know what I
happen.
mean? Most people have 100 pounds that they want to lose. So I almost never promote intermittent fasting. If you're gonna do it, you got to keep your window super short.
Yeah.
So it's almost like one meal a day anyway. So
Right.
yeah, but I mean, listen, what I will say is we can design whatever. I mean,
Okay.
there is an intermittent fasting schedule I can design that'll work for people, but
Yeah.
it's just not my go-to. If the person feels mentally prepared to do something longer, more extensive, it's just better.
I
So
think so too. I think so too. I mean, you could do it yo-yo, the first 12 hours, eat, and then the last, 6 you do, and then the next day you do it something different to kind of yo-yo it. But the reason I don't think it works, I've seen a lot of people in different videos that say I gained a pound or I lost only 1 pound, or it's never like really I lost 10 pounds or I lost 5 pounds.
right.
It's
Mhm.
always just enough. I think it's good, like you said, for that maintenance piece. That might be nice for maintenance, but as far as and even with maintenance, again, it all comes down to your diet. If you're maintaining it, if you're eating meat, and if it's not the healthiest or the cleanest meat, or you're not eating, the best vegetables and different things like that, and you're eating a lot of, because people will get, I know people that are vegans that get fat being vegans because they're eating all the beans, and they're eating all the nutritional yeast. And that's what I wanted to ask
Mm.
you about, but we could do that off camera. But just some different things that are not really, it's vegan, but it's not really good for you either. So
Yeah, no, hey, let's talk about it. We actually there was a question in the chat, in the secret group about nutritional yeast.
Hmm.
So I'm gonna take this opportunity to just talk about it because I don't talk about nutritional yeast. The reason, number one, people have to understand my core comes from Dr. Sebi, which is the alkaline diet.
Alkaline. Yes.
So but there's a couple caveats. People don't realize that Dr. Sebi's alkaline food guide is a prescription for health. It's for healthy eating when
Right.
you're sick. It doesn't mean that you can only eat those things when your body gets more healthy and it starts processing food better, you can add other things back to your diet. So that's a lot of people don't get that, but
Hmm.
obviously nutritional yeast was never anything he promoted. And when I did
No.
research on it, yeah, they he vegans promote nutritional yeast because you got to think veganism is it's an animal based uh thing. They don't want animals being harmed in the processing of their food. So
Right.
they figure if they could use a chemical or something, it doesn't matter, right? We typically want to eat for health. We want to eat for weight loss. We want to eat for disease reversal. So
Right.
veganism and the way we do things might not always coalesce. But with
Absolutely.
the nutritional yeast, people don't know it is yeast. People don't know that. It's
Mhm.
yeast. It's
Yeast
just
is yeast is yeast.
deactivated, right?
Hmm.
And so here's the problem that I see. Um, you can use deactivated yeast to feed active yeast. So if
Oh, right.
right, so if you have a yeast problem, or
That's what
maybe you're
Stephen was talking about.
teeter-tottering,
Yeah.
you could be feeding the yeast.
Wow.
And so people talk about, oh, B vitamins, all this. You don't need that from yeast. Like
Nope.
the benefits you get from taking nutritional yeast, you don't need to get it from yeast. So do you want to risk having a yeast problem? It doesn't resonate. Now, if you want to use it every once in a while, that's fine. But to use it every day, all the time in large amounts, like it's just the healthiest thing. No, it's not. And so that's where I'm at with it. But
I agree. I think that so many people, kind of a girlfriend of mine. If you're ever in New Jersey, she opened a vegan restaurant in New Jersey, and it's wonderful. And the thing about it that's crazy is that she makes recipes that are very, very healthy, and some of her things are still healthy, but she does use that. What I'm noticing about a lot of people that do vegan only, um, and without looking at really alkalinity and the alkaline diet, is that they're trying to replace what they gave up. It's almost as
right,
if, okay, well, I'm not going to be able to eat the oxtails, but I'm going to make something like oxtails. And I
right.
get that, but I think that that's where people start to set themselves up for failure. I think it's great to eat certain things, right? I feel like this, and this is going to sound crazy. It's kind of going to be oxymoronic, but I feel like if I want some oxtails, I'm gonna probably go eat me some oxtails. You
Right,
understand?
right, right.
And if
Hmm.
and that's the same like with sweeteners and things. Before it was like aspartame and all these different sweeteners that were not good for you instead of sugar. So I'm thinking, okay, I'm drinking 5 Diet Cokes as opposed to a regular Coke. Same
Right.
with margarine. Margarine's nasty. I'd rather just get the butter and eat it in
Yeah.
moderation. So
Yeah.
it's like those types of things. So that's what I feel like nutritional yeast has kind of done. It's kind of been like, well, I'm not actually using yeast, so it's not bad. But I feel like things that are alternatives, if you will, are probably worse to me than necessarily getting the regular stuff.
I
Um,
mean, let you talk about Impossible Burger, Beyond Meat. Like
yeah, I hate.
these are way worse than a good grass-fed organic cow meat.
Yes, that's what I try to tell somebody. They're
Yeah.
not getting it.
Yeah.
And I just feel like, even with fish, I remember you said if you're going to use fish, make sure it's the closest to the top. Like I don't
Yeah.
forget stuff like that. And I think that people just say, "Oh, it's just fish." I'm like, "Well, last I checked when I was a little girl, when we would go fishing, Suede was not in the pond."
Mm.
Or the water when you could fish. Tilapia wasn't either. Now tilapia is not. I mean, people say it's a little bit better than that, but sway. But it should be things that swim, closest to the top of the
Hmm.
ocean. But I just
Yeah.
feel like it's just a lot of misconceptions. And for me, this group has pushed me to kind of do some more research on my own outside of what you tell me. And it's kind of like a confirmation. Everything
Yeah.
that you guys are saying in research, I go and find them like it's confirmed. And honestly, when stuff is truth, you won't really find opposition to it, right?
Mm,
When it's controversial is when you'll find a group that says this, the one thing that you believe, then you'll find a group that says something totally different. But with
mm.
AHA, I feel like when I've looked up stuff, because again, just like the past used to say, you have to go look for yourself, govern
Yeah.
yourself approved. It's the same thing. You have to still look for what's best for you and to make sure that you are really looking and making sure that it's applicable to your life. So I appreciate you
Absolutely.
guys for doing that.
Oh man, you have no idea. You're giving me life. This feedback's amazing. Like
Thank you.
people people don't they don't know what it takes to do put something like this together.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have known until I did it. Like
Yeah.
the amount of resources that go into putting this together, it's insane. And it's all for you all, right? Like, and to so
Yeah.
for you all to be like, hey, I'm researching, I'm learning, I'm getting benefit, like it
Yep.
means the world to us. So I appreciate you sharing that. And
Absolutely.
I definitely look forward to hearing from you again. I just
Yes.
something about the way that you're approaching this, your energy, even your desire to want to share,
Yeah.
what you've done up until this point.
Yep.
I'm rooting for you. And then also, like
Well,
I
thank
said,
you.
we'll get together after this call and we'll hook you up, help you out with those root products a little
Okay.
bit.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that, Chris.
No problem. Listen, for everybody who's watching, if you all enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that thumbs up. Hopefully, you learned something. Hopefully, you were motivated. And once again, if you guys aren't, obviously, we're running the challenge now. We're going to have another challenge coming in the very near future. But in between, if you guys want to lock in with the community, you can find us at ahacommunities.com. So that's where we're hosting the challenge. There is a free side of that membership, as well as we have our Wellness Academy, ahawellnessacademy.com. You guys can come check out the different courses and things we have available, and just get locked in and get started now. There's no excuse. But with that being said, subscribe if you haven't already. We continue to put out great content like this on the channel. And as always, the application of knowledge is power. And we will see you all next time.